Hello, my dear students. Now we are going to continue our Unit 8 of to work with Lesson 4. A busy day. Busy day means the day which has lots of things to do in. I'm busy, I'm doing lots of things, so I'm busy. Busy day. Next slide. We are going to talk about the clock, how to read the clock. Now, in the clock, we have two arms, one short arm and one long arm. Here we have that a clock is the mean that shows us the time. This is the clock, and this is the mean that shows us what is the time. We know the time from this clock. The clock has two arms, a short little arm and a long arm. The short arm shows us the hours, but the long arm shows us minutes. So short for the hour and the long for the minutes. Okay? Okay. Next slide. When we tell the time, we say the number of the short arm first. Here we have we say the number of the short arm first, 5. When I read the time, I say the number on the short arm first, 5. And then I say the long arm. When the long arm is at 12, when the long arm points to number 12, I say o'clock. O'clock. So it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Again, I say the number of the short arm first, 5. And then the long arm shows 12, it means o'clock. So when the long arm points to 12, I say o'clock, but I say the number of the short arm first. But I say the number of the short arm first, and then I say o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Like this, it will be, it's 7 o'clock. Like this, it's 9 o'clock. So I say 9 or 7 or 5 first on the short arm, and then I say o'clock because the long arm is at 12. So when the long arm points to 12, I say o'clock. Again, when the long arm points to 12, I say o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Okay? What about when the long arm is not at 12? It's at 6. Sometimes the long arm points to 6. I say what? 30. 30. 3 and 0. 30. 30 minutes. It's 3:30. Can you see here? It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. But like this. It's 3:30. It's 3:30. 3. At 12 it will be 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. But like this it will be 3:30. 3:30. Again, when the long arm points to 12 up, it will be o'clock. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. When it points to 6, it will be 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. Like this, it's 2:30. It's 2:30. Like this, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock to 30. So I look at the short arm first. To what? To 30. Look at the short arm first. Again, let's make it like this. It's 5 what? Up, o'clock. When it's up at 12, we say o'clock. What, like this. 5 what? 30. 5 what? 30. Okay, like this. It's 12:30. It's 12:30. What about this? Both of them at 12. It will be 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. It's 12 short arm and o'clock long arm. 12 short arm and o'clock long arm. Let's make both of them on 6. Let's see. Both of them will be on number 6. Let's see. The short arm is on 6. So it's 6 and the long arm on 6 also 30. 6:30. 6:30. 6 o'clock. 6:30. Now, when we tell the time, we say the number of the short arm first. Can you see? Example, we have it's 3. Then we say the long arm. When it points to up, 12, it will be o'clock. When we see it at the long arm points to number 12, we say o'clock. So can you read here? For example, it's 3 and then o'clock. But when the long arm goes down to number 6, when it points to number 6, we say 30. It's 3:30. It's 3:30. Next slide. A busy day. Exercise number 1, listen and say. Number 1, it's 7 o'clock. Can you see? We say the number of the short arm first. We say the number of the short arm first. We have the clock like this in front of us in our book. What is the number of the short arm? 7. So it's 7 and then it points to 12. It will be o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Number 2, we have short arm or 9 and the short arm is on 9 and the long arm is on 6. So let's say the number of short arm first. It's 9 and it points down. It will be 30. It's 9:30. What about this? It will be, it's 9 o'clock. What like this? It's 9:30. Number 3, we have short arm on 11 and long arm on 12. It will be what? It's, say this number first, it's 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Number 4, we have both on 12. Both on 12. So it will be, it's 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Number 5, we have the short arm on 2 and the long arm on 6. It will be, it's 2:30. It's 2 down 30. Number 6, the short arm is in 3 and the long arm is on 6. So it will be, it's 3:30. It's 3:30 again. O'clock, 30. Long arm, o'clock, up and down 30. O'clock, 30. This is for the long arm. Number 7, short arm on 4 and long arm up on on 12, it will be what? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. The last one, number 8, it's what? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Next slide. Sarah's daily routine, and we said routine is what? A habit. A habit. Something I do every day, okay? Number 1, read and complete the clocks. We are going to read and we are going to draw the arm of the clock. Now, number 1, this is Sarah. This is Sarah. Her name is Sarah or Sarah. She is an architect. And we said the architect is drawing the buildings and the houses. She's an architect. She goes to her office at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. It means what? The short arm is on 9 because I say the number of the short arm first. I said what first? 9. So, short arm on 9 and the o'clock means long arm up on 12. This is 9 o'clock. This is 9 o'clock. Number 2, at 11 o'clock, Sarah talks to a customer. A customer means a human being that comes to her to ask for help. Now, at 11 o'clock, how are we going to draw the arms? I said what first? The short arm. What did I say? 11. So the short arm will go to number 11. And o'clock means up at 12. This is 11 o'clock. Number 3, at 2 o'clock, Sarah eats lunch. I said 2 first, so the short arm will go to number 2. 2 o'clock. 2 short arm and o'clock, long arm at 12. Number 4, at 3 o'clock, Sarah has some new ideas. She draws her ideas on a paper. At 3 short arm, o'clock, long arm on 12. 3 short arm and o'clock, long arm on 12. Number 5, Sarah goes home at 4 short arm. When I say the first number I say means short arm. At 4 and o'clock. O'clock means up at 12. 30 means down 6. Up at 12 o'clock and down at number 6 will be 30. Next, helping others. In helping others, to help means to make it easier, to make it very easy for someone to do something. You are helping someone to make it easy for him to finish, okay? By giving a hand, you are giving a hand or give someone a service, okay? When you help someone, you are giving him a service and you are making it easier for him to learn something, to do something, to talk about something. You are helping him, okay? Next slide. Exercise number 1, look and read. Picture number 1, a police officer. Can you see the police officer? A police officer helps us. How? Helps us how? He helps us to cross the road. To cross the road. Number 2, a nurse helps us if we are hurt. If we are hurt. The nurse helps us if we are hurt. Number 3, a vet helps animals. The vet helps animals if they are sick. If they are sick. Number 4, I help my grandmother if she needs it. If my grandmother is tired, if she's doing lots of things together, if she's cooking at the kitchen, if she's tidying the place, I'm going to help my grandmother, okay, if she needs some help. Now, exercise number 2, listen and say. The girl is asking the boy, who helps you? Of course, all of you, primary 1. Who helps you? My mom helps me. She looks after me. What's the meaning she looks after me? She's taking care of me, okay? Who do you help? I help my little brother, of course. I help my little brother, okay? And I said before that we use who, W-H-O, who to ask about a person, a human being, okay? Next, we have connect with technology. What is the meaning by technology? Let's see. Next slide. Technology means a tool or something that we use in order to help us make something else. Like what? Like the computer. We use the computer to help us to make it easier to get some information. We use the sewing machine to help us to sew our clothes. Okay? So technology can be anything that was created by man or human beings. What is the meaning by that? Okay. The technology tools like the fridge, like the stove, like the computer, like the sewing machine, can we find it like this in our life? No. We make it. Okay? So it's man-made. It's not made by God. It's man-made. So it is anything that can be created by humans that make life easier, that make our life easier or solves our problems, okay, such as the computer, the sewing machine, the stove, and the fridge. The stove is which is found in our kitchen that our mom is cooking on it, and the fridge where we put our food in order to keep it cool. Okay, next slide. Exercise number 1, read and complete. We have pictures of different technology tools. Technology tools. Say it after me, primary 1, many times. Technology. 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 Read and complete. The first picture, it's a computer. Computer. The second picture is a sewing machine. Sewing machine. Picture number 3, it's a stove. Then we have a fridge. The first one, can you see the first picture? It's a chef. He's saying what? My name is Rami. My name is Rami. I am a chef. Can you see he's a chef? I work in a kitchen. I use a, of course, what he's going to cook on? A stove. I use a stove to heat up food. To heat up food. And I use a fridge. I use a fridge. Say it after me, primary 1. Fridge. 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 To keep food cool or cold. To keep the food cold. Because if we keep the food outside the fridge, it will be ruined and we will throw it in the garbage. The next picture, she's talking about herself. She's saying, my name is Dina. Her name is Dina. I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist. I talk to lots of people and I use a computer. Yes, computer. computer to write on it. The last picture, my name is Magda. I am a seamstress. What is the meaning of a seamstress? Say it after me, primary one. Seamstress. 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 What is the meaning by a seamstress? The seamstress is the woman who's working in a factory and sewing and making us clothes. She's making us clothes. I make clothes from cotton fabric. She's making clothes from cotton. The cotton fabric is the fabric that we wear at summer. It's very hot at summer, so we need light clothes. It's made from cotton fabric. I use a sewing machine to sew us our clothes. To sew our clothes. Sewing machine to make the clothes. Now, next slide. Exercise number 2. Read again. Let's read again and circle yes or no. Number 1. Rami works in a kitchen. He's working inside the kitchen. It's already done. Yes, he's a chef. Number 2. Rami is a teacher working in the kitchen. No. No. Circle no. Okay. Number 3, Dina. Dina is a journalist. Dina talks to lots of people. Yes, circle yes. Number 4, Magda works in a factory. Yes, she's a seamstress. She works in a factory. Number 5, Magda makes clothes. Yes, she's making clothes. Next slide. Making bread together. Okay, we said before we have steps of making bread. How can we make bread? First of all, we are planting. Do you remember the story of the little red hen? First thing she said, let's plant some wheat. To make bread, first of all, we have to plant some wheat. When the wheat grow up, when the plant wheat grow up, we cut it and we take it and we make flour from this wheat, the white flour. Then the baker takes this white flour and he's baking with other ingredients like milk, like eggs, and he is baking cakes and bread. Number 1, this is Sami. He is a farmer. He grows wheat. The first step is to grow wheat. So number 1, this is Sami and he grows wheat. What will be number 2? Number 2 will be the picture, the last picture. Farmer Sami uses a tractor. This big car is called a tractor. A tractor to cut the wheat. So number 1, to plant and grow the wheat. Number 2 is to cut the wheat. Number 3, Talia works in a factory. Can you see this picture of the girl? Talia works in a factory. She makes the flour from the wheat. The first step, that the farmer is growing up the wheat. Then when the wheat grows up, he cut the wheat, giving the wheat to the factory. In the factory, they turn the wheat into white flour. Number 4, Amir. Can you see Amir? Amir is a baker. He makes a bread from what? From this flour, from this white flour. And the last one will be Maryam is a mother. Now, they grow the wheat up. The farmer grows the wheat up. The farmer cuts the wheat. He sends the wheat to the factory. The factory takes the wheat in a machine and they turn the wheat into white flour, okay? The baker, Amir, will take the flour to make the bread. Now, Maryam, the mother, She buys the bread at the bakery. She's giving the baker money and she's taking the bread. Thank you, Primary 1, for listening to me at this unit. See you next unit.